Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on getting the Amazon situation better, and we're working on graduated taxation. I do have another shortage of bureaucracy. I'm actually thinking I might put squad infantry off a little bit to pick up... nope. Well, Destroyer is spreading to me, so yeah, it should be fine. I'm going to pick up central planning, is where I was going with that. Because then I can use all of these telephones that I've got, and that'll be better. And then afterward, we'll queue in NCO training, stormtroopers, and military aviation. And that will be just fine. We are still maxed out on innovation, and we've got 7 innovation, 7th spread from unspent innovation, so we got plenty of extra capacity. Did an event just end? I guess it did. Still trying to get to 73.5 million population, but our population is huge and continuing to grow. And if I can get the necessary bureaucratic capacity to continue to increase working conditions, then things will get even better. And is there anywhere else where I'm low on capacity? Antioquia and Zulia both need... I'm going to do 2 levels in each. That'll be nice. Just get a little extra. And we will throw all of these government admins all the way at the top. Prussia sides with Saxe-Meiningen. Let's see. France is going after Kutai for a return city on Kutai. Don't care about that. What? Revolutionary Upper Canada? Oh, that's just this tiny area. Okay, well, I don't need to worry about that. But what a flag. 2 stars, Liberty, what a flag. President Louisa Walker. You get him, President Louisa Walker. Hey, a lot of progress to study. Still no opposition. 30% success chance, 60% advance chance, so I'm very confident. Otherwise... let me just quickly finagle a handful of things, because I think there are a few of these that I want to get done first. Although, actually, these are building really, really fast. And these ones are already in the currently being worked on part of the queue, so maybe I didn't need to do that. That's okay. Alright, so this is Bremen. Yeah, a trade agreement is not that valuable to me. Neutral. This is Anhalt. Won't give me nothing. Neutral. And there's the destroyer. Not that that actually matters all that much. This one is... I could be neutral on this with no problem. And this is... Prussia's in this one already. So we'll declare neutrality. Spain, you wild one? Let's be rivals. Spain's a great power, interesting. So there's pneumatic tools. It's a shame, because they're atheists and we're atheists. They're census, suffrage, racial segregation, atheist monarchy. We are a universal suffrage, cultural exclusion, atheist republic. So we're really natural friends. So it feels silly that we're rivals, but it is what it is. Let's see. Defensive strategist, innovative. Absolutely. And then we need one more fella in the Armada Nacional. And that is going to be... these guys are both level 3. And progress to voting. Oh my gosh, 2 successes right in a row. That's wonderful. 10 out of 10. Yeah, we're still increasing in submarines. Yeah, we'll go with a third guy. Armed forces, but wounded. Extra morale loss is not great. We'll do Julio de Melo. You seem good. How would you like to be a vice admiral? Don't be doing a lot of vice. Alright, here we go. So now we got some capacity to play with. Let's go ahead and reduce the danger of the working conditions a bit more. Industrialists keep bouncing in and out of the movement for technocracy. I think it's because they've got jittering opinion. Yeah, they're right around +5. Because I think at +5, interest groups don't join movements. So I think that's what's going on. Secession in Danubia. There's a Serbian uprising in Austria. Well, that is wild. We'll see if anyone gets involved in this. If Russia gets involved, we might get involved. Relations with Russia keep falling down a little bit, but they, we always manage to get them back up. Relations with all of the other major European powers are generally pretty good. And what about America? Relations with America are very good. They would like an alliance, but we've got a defensive pact, and that's enough for us. Guatemala is our protectorate. We are currently improving relations. Let me see. Did I want to potentially integrate Guatemala? I don't know. Let's not worry about it. Here's oil in Paso, Paraguay. I'm going to encourage this trend because oil is the future. And Mato Grosso as well. Alright. Philanthropy. The upper strata have decided to donate generously to the poor. Many among them even advocate for the graduated taxation law, agreeing that it would be a fair means of redistributing wealth. We have so much and they have so little. We are still wealthy, even when we give generously. Are you really going to miss a few £1,000s? Think of how little that money means to you and how much it could mean to a starving mother and her children. Encourage charitable giving, extra standard of living for the lower strata for 2 years for the entire country, -3 minimum expected living for the upper strata, 10% enactment chance, or leverage the support for graduated taxation. I'm going with the first one. Increased standards of living for the lower strata, again, is disproportionately impactful on my standard of living. We got another Hell on Earth event. Now that I've got regulatory bodies, I can say the perpetrators will pay for their crimes. This is pretty similar to launching an inquiry, but it's only -10% throughput, so I'm going to go with that from here on out. And that's just one of the benefits of having good labor laws. Denmark. What if you were my protectorate? I knew they'd be willing to be my protectorate eventually. Alright, we will grab the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army. And there's no... Hold on. Denmark. Where are you? You're in Africa. There's a tiny bit of Denmark in Africa, and the whole rest of Denmark is part of Scandinavia. I'm going to be real with y'all, I didn't even catch that. That's very funny, though. I can naval invade there, so that's not going to be a problem. Hooray. Los Altos is also having a situation going down. Probably not going to worry about that, personally. Mostly because they keep having rebellions, and I don't feel any real need to have rebellions. I'm probably going to try and annex Denmark. I don't know, though. I don't necessarily need to. The whole of the Denmark system is a little bit silly at this point. Oh, yeah, it was surrounded by Spanish Nigeria. I didn't realize that Spain had a bunch of territory here. That's interesting. Oh, no, I did know that. I didn't realize they had all this. They've gotten that since the last time I was paying attention. Let me see. Austria is also having a peasant revolt in Tidor, but again, I don't think it's going to really interfere with their whole situation. Interfere with their style and ease. Los Altos would not be willing to become a subject, so let's be neutral on that. I was going to be neutral anyway, but this whole business in... That one already popped off. This one definitely I don't need to pay attention to. That's the one in Katheri. And here's graduated taxation. That was really, really fast. Golly. Liberal revolt in Sintong. We'll look at that in a moment. This is our business in Katheri. I'm going to declare neutrality on this because I'm not really up for paying any attention to it. Let's just wait till this pops off and then we'll get our naval invasion started and then we'll worry about other stuff. So... I mobilized the 1st Brazilian Reserve Army. So that's going to be who's going to invade over here. Confirm. Alright. And then we got this situation. Can't subjugate them, so I won't worry about it. I do like subjugating countries in civil wars, but I don't need to do that much. Now, this is a Dutch uprising against Austria. Where? Oh, the treaty port they had. Well, that's very funny. I would imagine someone in Europe's going to get involved in this situation. Not me, though. Wouldn't mind having an obligation. It seems like a really small war. But we'll see what the other European powers do. If someone wants to come after me about this, they can come after me about this. So let's not be too... let's be cognizant about that. Alright, and we are now finally working on our coal mines. Our GDP is going bananas. In fact, we're more than half of where Britain's GDP at this stage. And I think we might be able to overtake them by the end of the game, which would be very impressive, because we could have the biggest GDP on Earth. Now, can we get to the highest position in prestige? I think we can. You will notice, by the way, that standard of living having gone up by a huge chunk for the lower strata has absolutely bolstered the position of the government in a kind of absolute way. In terms of the number of loyalists. We've had 4 million in the last year, which is an absolutely absurd number, so I'm very pleased about that. Austria no longer wants to give us an obligation in exchange for help against the Dutch revolt. That's just fine with me. We have a conquest war by Communist Aerotoa against Bali. Hold on. Aerotoa, where are you specifically? You're over here. I feel like that didn't really zoom me to the look. Okay, alright. I'm gonna get real close. We're gonna look in. Okay. That's Tidor. You're just taking me to Tidor. Tidor and the Tidor Peasant Revolt. Where's Aerotoa? Is it over here? That's the Ryukus and friends. There's Australia. There's France, French territory. We got some Dutch territory over here. Is it Tahiti? No? Alright, well, I can't figure out how I would invade that country, so I'm probably not going to worry about it. But where is Bali, just for my own notification? Bali is here. On Borneo. Well, that's very interesting. Bali is in the middle of a peasant revolt as well, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to live our best life. We've gotten Denmark taken over for whatever that's worth. Did we want to continue to subjugate Honduras? I don't think we did, because I think Honduras is mostly... oh no, Honduras is mostly a Central American population, so we can definitely take them over. So let's go ahead and... we can't reduce their autonomy because I'm in a war. Well, that would make a good reason, wouldn't it? We'll do another... we can develop an Amazonian state. Alright, so this is a new one. This will achieve the 2nd level. Nested within the rainforests of Accra, the erstwhile sleepy village of... oh no, this is the 1st level one. My bad. This is that same event we're getting. I'm just going to say the rubber barons require more labor. Same as we've been doing. So, Amazonas is completely... is maximally developed. Para is still... we're still working on it. Para does have a high enough level urban center, and once again, this requires 15 rubber plantations. So I'm going to throw 3 more rubber plantations in there. I know they're not able to hire, but that's okay. Come on, someone's gonna want to buy all this rubber. We've got so much rubber around here. Someone's gotta want it. And our oil. Jeepers. Okay, I know that's not right. I think that's just the game not loading correctly, but we can get to it this way. Who wants to buy this oil? It would be easier if I could learn how to spell oil. Spain will buy a little bit of it. And China will buy some. There's a Dutch uprising that will buy a little. Now what about this rubber? Russia will buy an absolute ton of it. And that'll be nice. Perfect. Netherlands has gotten involved in this here situation. I'm going to declare neutrality so that I will not be involved whatsoever. So, let's see. Other places. We got Amazon rainforest in Miranhao. We got a high enough level urban center, and we have enough rubber plantations. Piauí we do not have. We have a Corrientes pipeline. Oil companies operating in Corrientes have requested government assistance in funding a pipeline, promising that its construction will be accompanied by other infrastructure improvements. Putting a liquid inside a solid, putting that solid inside another solid, and propelling the whole mess across a railway. Trust me, in the future they will laugh at how we once did this. Now let me show you how simple it can be. It'll just be like turning on a tap. We will contribute to the funding of this project. It's just 10 infrastructure at a cost of £300 a week. And the industrialists will be happy. We got Greek mass migration from the Ottoman Empire. I'm pretty pleased about that. Wow, our standard of living is shot up. Basho Paraguay pipeline, I just read this event. I'm going to do the same thing. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to cost a little bit more, and it's going to be in Basho Paraguay, but it's going to provide us with a lot of infrastructure. Do we need any more railways, or are we good on railways? It looks like we are solid on infrastructure pretty much across the board. Los Rios and Araucania and Santiago could all use a level. Oh, Guaviare is short by 2. One here. Antofagasta is short Brazilian Guiana. So Guaviare, Antofagasta, and Brazilian Guiana are the primary ones. So we'll throw those all the way at the top. And that'll let us get those done fairly quickly. So, furniture is cheap once again. Pretty pleased about that. Luxury furniture is more expensive than furniture. Well, let's see if we can export some of this furniture. We can. The French and American markets will pay handsomely for it. We'll focus on America for the time being and see how that impacts things. We're continuing to be over in porcelain. No one wants any more of that. That's all right. Let's see. Wine is still really, really solid. Wow. That's curious. Okay, we can definitely automate our, increase our production methods for our wine plantations for sure. Automatic irrigation will make these much, much more productive because wine is super plentiful in our... Because wine demand is super plentiful in our situation here. So yeah, so that's much better. Now we can run an export market to the American... An export path to the American market very, very affordably. Let's throw in a few more levels of ports. Just continue increasing our export capacity. We'll max out Zulia. We'll put a few more in Miranda. Antioquia, we'll put a few more in. Ica and Lima as well. And we'll do a couple in Santiago and a couple in Antofagasta. That shall provide them with some extra bufferage from an infrastructure perspective as well. So, let's continue to look at markets. We're still basically exporting all the coffee we could possibly export, so I don't know, we're way over on that. Dyes, you have extra dyes. We can send those to France. France will pay for them. Curious. What if I just set all my goods to encourage exports? What if I did that, huh? Anyone want fabric abroad? No. Fabric's another one that, like, just much easier to see completely saturated markets of in Victoria 3 than it was historically, where, like, Egypt and the American Old South just completely dominated the cotton market, and it was a huge thing that they were able to do that. Do we have anything else that's being produced in... We have some opium plantations somewhere. I don't know where, though. They're not in Brazil, are they? They are. Where are they? Cundinamarca. You know, it would be nice to have native opium sources. Actually, we're going to increase these because I want to go to the higher production method, the field hospitals method for my armies. So we're going to do that. If anyone ever says to you that that drugs are being brought in by the government, now you know why. It's for the field hospitals for the army. Speaking of which, we actually have a motor recon option, which I am probably going to do. Truck transport we definitely need to do. I know that's going to put even more strain on our motor industries, but it's got to be done. It's so useful having this 30% formation speed. Recon, extra battle occupation, extra formation speed, extra surprise maneuver chance. This is also really, really strong, so we're going to enable it. Alright, we got an event. A famous cafe. After a chance meeting in a cafe and a thoughtful conversation, Federico da Costa has recommended that Hilda Reichensperger, currently residing in Brazil, be granted permanent residency. A feminist aligned with the intelligentsia. If you're in need of a place to stay, I could hardly neglect to offer you an invitation. It would be shameful for me to, following such a magnificent correspondence, to fail to pursue your talents further. We could hardly ask for more esteemed endorsement. 15% intelligentsia political strength, and she joins the country. Or, his judgment is clearly questionable. I'm going to go with the first one. It's going to be good to have a feminist, and in fact, I think if we pull her into a leadership position, that will be... I can't do that right now, but that would allow us to get to women's suffrage. Oh, no, she's already formed a women's suffrage movement. Perfect. That is exactly what I want. Now, let's go ahead and do it. This is going to make the armed forces a little salty, but other than that, it's only going to impact the landowners in the Catholic Church, neither of which I care about. So, time for women's suffrage. Prussia is no longer bankrolling us. Oh no, we're only getting, where is it? 500,000 in diplomatic pacts. This is actually probably going to go down significantly as we go along. So it is going to be impactful, but for now it's not going to affect much. I'm going to put some of these up to the top just to make sure I've got plenty of port capacity in the works. And then we'll go up in speed. And it will give women the vote, and that will also increase workforce participation, which will be good and continue to increase the size of our economy. We are in 62K, and we have another Amazon event. Exploit Amazonian states. Pearls in the rough, Mato Grosso. Like pearls on a string, cities and rubber entrepôts now line Mato Grosso's rail and riverine networks, bringing the blazing torch of civilization to the jungle in exchange for its rich bounties. You've remembered your pen this time? Yes, take everything down. The Amazon, as I've predicted, has yielded like darkest Africa before it. No thing of bark or magma born will halt the wheels of progress in this mighty... My God, did you note me asking about your pen? No, don't take that down. Stop. We are the harbingers of order, 100% migration traction, better standards of living for the upper strata and reduced mortality. Same thing, less migration attraction, but more plants throughput instead of reduced mortality. I'm actually going to go with more migration attraction and reduced mortality because that's going to help our birth rate. All right. Getting things going here. So once we've got native opium production way up, we'll be in a really good position with respect to that. I think I might just fire off the increased irrigation for the rubber plants. It has made them less productive, but I'm sure we'll be able to export the excess in such a world. Alright, Britain, France, and America all want rubber. So, and Spain, our newfound rivals, desire rubber. So, we're going to be able to export to them no problem. Engines are doing alright. Oh, lead's very expensive. Hold up. I need to increase... I need to expand the lead mines. Let's see. Rio Grande do Sul is a good place to expand lead mines. We'll put 10 levels there. We'll put 5 levels each in Potosi. We'll max out Potosi. And we'll put another 5 levels in Jujuy and 5 levels in Tucumán. And that'll help. That'll leave us feeling good. 64%? There we go. We're in study for women's suffrage. This has been a very legislatively productive episode, I tell you what. Alright. We are all the way at the end of our... we're already at our... oh no, the railways are... We're at the end of the coal mines. So now we're in some furniture manufactories, rubber plantations, more of these. I'm going to throw 10 levels of opium plants at the top. Maybe that was 10, maybe it wasn't, it doesn't matter. That's going to make those more productive. That's going to get those going. And maybe we'll try to find export markets for opium. Still a little short on electronics, so we can afford to go ahead and get our electronics industries. I'm going to grab the ones in Rio de Janeiro and the ones in Baixo Paraguay increased in size, and that'll hopefully provide the electronics that we need. GDP's hit 300 million. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's going really fast. Investment pool is still gaining in size, which I'm feeling very happy about. Once these bankrolls run out, which is probably going to happen reasonably soon, that's going to impact my finances significantly. Let's see how it would. So, currently if I go up to... We're expecting 287k for going up to low taxes, and 575k going up to middle taxes. So what that means is, I can completely compensate for the reduction in diplomatic pact income from the loss of these bankrolls. So I'm feeling pretty solid. In fact, the temptation is high to increase the size of the construction sector again to continue to strengthen myself here. But also, I think increasing the size of the military is a better way to do it. So let's go ahead and get another guy for this army. This guy's a bigot. He's psychologically afflicted, but that doesn't affect his ability to lead an army. Extra defense, reduced morale cap. I don't know that that's going to be a problem. We'll put him at level 1. Ooh, we got a stalwart defender, meticulous, and a performer. This is very good. We're in voting for women's suffrage, so I'm pretty excited about that. So 4th Brazilian Army. Once again, we have 1, 3, and 4, just to confuse our enemies. We're going to go ahead and make a big old military expansion here. So, let's go ahead and get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. So it's going to bring it up to 60 infantry. Actually most of these armies only have 50, so we'll do it 50 for them as well. Most of these armies have 40 and 10, so that's fine. So for our cavalry, we'll just throw 3 levels in Bahia. And for the artillery, we'll put 2 levels in Mato Grosso. And then we'll do 5 each in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Baixo Paraguay, Antioquia, and Zulia. And that will make this a proper army. I'm going to throw these all the way at the top just to get them out of the queue real fast, because they're going to be out of the queue real fast. Again, it's so many levels, but it's actually not that much because these are barracks and they build really, really fast. 3 weeks per each. Alright, show me the money. Central planning, let's go. There it goes. Alright, and this means I'm basically never going to need to worry about admin capacity again. So we'll go ahead and grab our government admin in the capital and move it over to telephone switchboards. It's going to cost us a little bit more cash, but that's really okay with me because it's going to produce way, way more bureaucracy. So we'll queue in another increase to workplace safety, and we'll see how the bureaucracy changes. That's not bad at all. So where else have we got extra government admin capacity? We got a big one in Minas Gerais, so we'll throw the switch there as well. And I think that will give us plenty of capacity to get all the way up to level 5 with our lovely workplace safety institution, and that will further increase the size of our population growth. I'm going to let this, I think I'm going to go for women's suffrage until we get it. And this will be a little bit of a long episode, but only a little bit of a long episode. We've had many long episodes in this run, but that's alright. Something going on in Siam. A Chiang Mai capitalist revolt. Does Siam still exist? Yes. France took over much of it, but Siam is still kicking around. Well, I'm not going to get involved in this because I don't see a front here, really. I mean, there is a front, but I can't get there. I don't see a front I can get to. British Raj is fighting India over something. And there's women's suffrage. Perfect. Deeds, not words. Well, this has been a really legislatively productive episode. We've had we've gone to graduated taxation and women's suffrage. So we've had an extremely effective session. But of course, now she wants total separation, which maybe it's time for her to be exiled. That would be very funny if that happened. But, you know, we just brought her in here to sort out the suffrage thing, and now she can go. Oh my goodness. That would be a proper... that would be a proper statement about women in politics and the way, the politicization of women in politics. I'm going to unsubsidize the power plants. I'm hoping they function. If they don't, it's not a tragedy. We have shortages in Paraíba and Lima, so I know I said I was going to unsubsidize them. I'm going to subsidize them again. That's right. Okay, some of these places I just need to keep subsidized. That's right. That's what's happening. And Paraíba, I think this is the one I just... Or no, Para, I think this is just the one that I just unsubsidized. I'm going to subsidize them again. It's okay. I'm not actually paying that much in subsidies. We got another Exploiting the Amazon event. We'll hit that button. An outpost of progress. The rubber barons require more labor. This one's Maranhão. I think I've been calling this state Miranhão this whole time. So that's on me. That's me not knowing stuff. Alright, but we've passed both of the laws we wanted to pass. That's going to be the end of the episode. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.